Hi guys. Raise your hand if you've heard me saying time flies. Right, everyone's heard it. And as you think back, it rings true as, for me at least, as I was, seeing this yesterday, I was about 5 years old, helping out in the community, giving back to the homeless on Christmas and Thanksgiving. Of course, because my parents told me to. Always told me to help those in need who are around you and help those who are suffering. And it didn't mean much to me that I was helping them until I thought that recently. For me, time flew because my biggest concerns were what shoes I was going to wear that day, which outfit I was going to wear, what my hair looked like. I never stayed with my parents. I never had to worry about where my next meal came from or what I was going to eat for the night. But for some, that's their reality. And there's nothing wrong with living in the overflow. But if you live in the overflow while those around you are still suffering and can't eat that night, then you should reevaluate, especially if you're not helping them do anything. So time flew, and as I got older, I realized that there's 363 days that those people who I was helping give back are still suffering. And I knew that I wanted to make a change. I just didn't know what type of change I wanted to make. And that became reality for me when Hammond initiated the Public Policy and Social Change Program. It helps students find an issue in the community that they want to solve, and it gives them the opportunities and resources to solve them. I knew that this was a great opportunity for me, knowing that I wanted to create change in the community, but I wasn't 100% sure if I could help. I was thinking, how can me, one person, a junior at the time, how could I actually change someone's life? I was thinking, like, I can't really. But then, around that time, I came across this quote by Lyndon B. Johnson. He says, "Freedom is not enough. You do not take a person who for years has been hobbled by chains and liberate him, bring him up to the starting line of a race and say, you're free to compete with all others, and still justly believe that you have been completely fair." This was about 54 years ago, but still rings true today. You can't allow these people who aren't brought up the same way with the same opportunities and put them with everyone else and say, you have all the chances that we do, when that's completely not true. You can't tell them that and say you can still fulfill the American dream. It's a fantasy, especially in today's society, since a lot of our opportunities are given from our backgrounds. And that's when I knew that even though my thoughts changed from, can I actually help, to I know I can help, and I'm going to try to help, and I want to help. And so that's when I knew I was going to intake on this public policy program, and I knew that I was going to make a change, and that's something that I really wanted to do. So at this time, I was going through social media, as we all do, just wasting time, and I saw that a lot of the issues that are in today's society, they are a big deal at one point, but then as time goes on, they kind of fall by the wayside, and we're like, is that all that's going to happen? Is it just going to be a topic for that day, and then it dies? And we all have the option to scroll and then see a topic, do more research, or we have the option to exit out. And the ones that we exit out on are the ones that fall by the wayside. And that's what I knew I wanted to target, the people who get left behind, specifically inner city kids. In Richland County, the median household income is $31,262, and 30.3% of the population is living at or below the poverty line. And that's when I knew that when seeing these statistics, I can't relate to it because I'm not in this position, but I knew that me living in the overflow, I needed to help the people who this is their reality. And that's when I wanted to create the Kickback Karnival. In the Richland County Community Center, or in that area, there's not a lot of kids who have a place to go play outside and feel safe. And so over the summer, I volunteered at the Richland County Community Center, and it was a camp for kids ranging from kindergarten to 6th grade. And I went there about 3 times every week for 2 months throughout the summer, and spent like 3 to 4 hours with the kids. And I knew I wanted to spend time with them to get to know what they were actually going through and not just walk in and do my Kickback Carnival and that be the end of it. I wanted to talk to them and play with them, know their names, actually get to know them, and that was really rewarding for me because when you talk to kids, you get like a lot of information, even though you don't ask for it, it's just like come with information, which is really like precious. And they're also happy, even though they don't live a lot of how we do. So my Kickback Carnival consisted of different activities for the kids, and with the help of donations, monetary and in-kind, and HammondSchool, my advisor, Mrs. Elizabeth Culler, my family and friends, I was able to create this day for them. So I got school supplies from Walmart since they were going back to school soon, and each kid got 2 notebooks, 2 folders, rulers, markers, pens, everything you can think of that will help them start school. And this is some of the total stuff was like $221.68. And then I bagged it with Blue Cross Blue Shield. They gave me bags to hand out to the kids and put the community supplies in. And Richland County Community Center organization gave us t-shirts that say #teamwork on the back, which was a big part of the carnival, because without the teamwork and help from others, I don't know if I'd be able to complete it. So here we have pizza from Marco's. Mr. Joe Walker helped me and got the donation for the pizza. And we had a popcorn machine from the community center and ice cream cone machine from Hammond. And we got treats that some of my friends from church made. We had 3-point shooting contests and 303. And we got gifts for the kids who won different contests like Chick-fil-A gift cards or Highwire gift cards from family and friends that they donated. And we played 3-point shooting contests. We had face painting, which was a big hit. These are 2 ladies from my church who face painted, and you see the line was very long. These are some of the face paintings we did: heart, football, baseball, like Frankenstein, kids. And then here we're just like sitting and talking, and that's really one of the bond that you create with the kids, or that I created, was really rewarding, because it's just seeing that how happy they are no matter their circumstances. And I feel like as we grow older, that's one thing we lack. We always focus on the things that upset us, but there's also the bright side to everything. So by the end of this, I was expecting to like a checkbox checked off my list for the summer, because I was doing volleyball, Palmetto Girls State, all these other activities, and this is something else I added on. But I felt more of a void when I did it, when I was completed it, because I was no longer being with these kids each week. And then there's nothing I was working for really. So completing this, I felt a void, and I knew that the only way to fill the void is to keep going in the community and helping different people, no matter what age they are or their circumstances. There's always someone that needs to be helped. And then by the end of this, I came across this quote by John Quincy Adams. He says, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, or do more, and become more, you are a leader." And that's one thing that really stuck with me after this. And then inspire others is a big part of it, because you always think, like, what's your idea of a leader, especially college applications, that's one thing they ask you. And I want to inspire people to do more and create change in the community, whether big or small. Because it's the small things that you never know how to impact on different people. I remember going through the carnival, and at the end of it, one of the counselors at the recreation center told me, she thanked me and said that she was very thankful because the kids never got to do anything like this, which is surprised me. So I'm like, I should be thanking you for allowing me to come in, but she was very thankful. And it was just very rewarding seeing the excitement on the kids' faces, and just seeing how much they enjoyed their day being there, which was my ultimate goal, was to create a fun place and safe place for these kids. And so, my last word is just to say, even if you don't think you can make a change, you should go out and try to do it, because the smallest things have a huge impact on others. And I believe that the smallest changes in the world are what can hopefully one day resolve the bigger issues that we have.